Hello, everybody. We are just going live. We're just getting this all together. We have Harley with us tonight. There we go. And I'm glad that you're with me. This is Frank, and we have our worldwide community prayer going on this Saturday night, October 23rd. And I'm glad that you're with me. So we are going to allow some people to jump in. I see we have Clymena with us and Barbara. Thank you. And Trudy. I see that Trudy just jumped in. That's great. And so we are up on frjr.org, my website, and then we are simulcasting up on YouTube and on Facebook. And so I can see Truth Seeker and Revolutionary Bliss is with us, and Giovanni, all right, is with us tonight. And I'm very relaxed tonight. You can probably tell, and so is Harley. Harley this side is right there, and you can see. And it was a beautiful day here in New York, and a little cool, but I was actually wearing shorts outside, and I was doing a lot of raking, and so it's good exercise. And I I was raking in the woods, right? Some of you, I think, Barbara. Oh, I see, Barb. Okay, great. Mom's there. Awesome. Well, we had when we had our baptism. For those of you that saw the baptism video, the property that video was taken, baptisms were given. It's my property, but it's all the way in the corner of my property where we have about three little streams come into, and to get to that little, it's like a little swimming hole. To get there, you have to walk through not a lot of woods, just a little bit. And well, anyway, the woods that's there, when we first moved here, it was just a field. It was a big field with a lot of brush. And what I started to do is I started to mow a maze. This is about, wow, it was back in the early 90s. So just think, back in the early 90s, starting to mow a maze, and then all the way to today, we literally have excuse me, we have giant trees that have grown up, and the maze is still there. I don't have to mow it anymore because it's all now, it's like woods now. And so for the last couple of years, I haven't been able to take care of it, and it kind of got overgrown. But so this year, what I've been doing is I've been trying to rake out the path in the maze in the woods. And you probably can tell that I'm a little out of breath. I know I should be doing a little bit more exercise than I do for my heart. And today was a good 5 hours of raking. And yeah, so I'm pretty mellow right now. My wife had made some chili and some bread, and so I just finished some of that, and also just had something like a citrus drink, and so we are pretty mellow over here. me and Harley, okay, right there. And so I'm just glad that you're with me tonight. We are going to be focusing in on prayer for our children tonight, okay? Because, well, let's just say that there's been this push with this whole shot thing for the adults, and it's been going on for months and months. Now they're really pushing for the young children, and depending on where you are in the world, you have it happening in different stages, and so in the United States right now, it's being pushed for 5 through 11-year-olds, and so we're going to be focusing in on prayer tonight for them. All right. I'm hoping that people wake up before literally this takes place. We're talking about close to 30 million children in the United States. They're focusing on, and we need to definitely bring this before God. And so we're going to be doing that tonight. So please forgive me if I don't feel if you don't feel the the energy from me tonight. I have to remind myself as I'm talking, and but I just what I should do to get myself a little bit motivated here is to look at your names and look at who's here and see some of the comments that are being made, and it's just really good. I see. Yes, I did. When I came in, I see some of the comments here. I did take a nice hot shower. To being in the woods all day too, especially with the deer. You want to just make sure you're clean and taken care of. No ticks, none of those bugs. And but I got a lot done. Let me just say I got a lot done, and I would love to open it up because it is so really nice. And I have to admit, while I was out there, I was listening to a soundtrack from a movie, and it was really motivating me to rake in the woods. And let's see if you can guess. This will be our first interaction tonight. Let's see if you can guess what movie soundtrack I listened to while being in the woods. All right. And it was so beautiful. Now, remember, it's the fall here in the Northeast of the United States. The weather's that October, that October weather, like mid 60s. The orange and red leaves were coming down, and it was very. This is going to be a little hint here. It was kind of enchanting. Okay, and so the music, the soundtrack that I was listening to, it was instrumental. Okay, it was an instrumental pieces of music with some lyrics. And so I don't want to give too much away. I want to see if anybody can guess. It was just beautiful. It was enchanting. It was, and the rake that I had, it's a wood handle, plastic end rake that because the woods it was overgrown a little bit. There was a lot of these vines that had come into the path, and I had to swipe them away with the rake. And so hopefully that's coming in clear. Good. So but I said, tell you what, I haven't listened to the soundtrack in a long time. Let's see if some people are guessing here. Soundtrack that is pretty intense. That I do have. I do own that soundtrack. Yeah, but that's not it. Let's see. We have I'll give you a hint. Think of once I give you this hint though, you're gonna get it. That's okay. It was a trilogy. Okay, it was a trilogy, and it was probably one of the most well-known trilogies. And it's just it's one of those movies that is just it's really good, and by a fantastic um, English writer. Okay, wrote the books. Um, you're gonna get it. You should get this. No, it wasn't Star Wars. Okay. Excuse me. I still got that. I bet I was out there too long, probably. Oh, Forrest Gump. I love it. Yeah, no, it wasn't Forrest Gump. Okay. That's a good one, though. That's really good. Let's see here. What else? Jurassic Park. That's actually that's pretty. That's a good guess. Um, okay, I'm gonna give you another hint. It's not it though. Okay, South Pacific. No, no. But yeah, that's something we should be paying attention to. Bringing in the Sheaves. No, that's not it. Okay. I don't want to miss anybody. Let's see what else we got here. Less mes. Oh yeah, Les Mesmeralda. No, that's not it. That's another great one. I love that one. I love that soundtrack too. That's not it though. I do own that one. There you go, Anne. You got it. Anne, you got it. Anne Teller, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it was the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, and yeah, absolutely fantastic soundtrack. And I can't believe I didn't know the name of the composer. Um, I think his last name was Shore. But what a just fantastic, especially when I was battling the vines. Okay, and but just listening to some of that just beautiful music. While you're watching, you almost think of some of the scenes in the movie, where they're down where the elves had lived, and it was just fall-like, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. And I have these streams that are coming down into the path. I would love for everybody to be able to experience this, right? Hey, Harley, where are you going? Come here. Let me just, before Harley goes, let me just say hello. Hey, Harley, look. Want to say hello? Want to give me kisses, huh? This is Harley, all right? And she's tired too. She wants to go to bed, right? Hmm? Hmm? No, kisses, kisses. All right, all right. You want me to let you go? Hmm? Okay. There you go. Anyway, um, thank you so much. I think everybody was pretty good on that. A lot of great guesses there. And Barbara, yep, you're right. Lord of the Rings, that's what it was. And yeah, so if you happen to be in the woods raking paths, okay, and it was really cool too because the paths like go in all different types of directions. If you ever wanted to play a game, and that's why I first did it because we had a youth group, and we play Mission Impossible, and we capture the flag and all that. It's a great game to play, especially at night. At nighttime, we have certain lights in the maze, and it's pretty big, and there's a few streams that run through it, so it's pretty nice. Anyway, I want to clean it up. I want to get it ready. So I don't know. You know what? I just needed to get outside today. I needed to just, I needed to get moving, and I felt it was in the air, and it really, really did help me out. And so anyway, I know this is probably very boring for all of you, but I'm just glad that you're here, and we're going to get into this tonight. We're going to be in the Psalms again. I'm staying in the Psalms. Um, so much we can grab from the Psalms, and we are in Psalms. The Psalm we're in tonight is Psalm 24. Okay, and I'm trying to touch on some of the Psalms that grab my attention, especially um, especially now that I am getting a sense of motivation that is beyond. How do I explain it? This is tough. It's you can be motivated for something, right? And there's lots of reasons why we could be motivated in today's world. Okay, and depending on where you stand and what your ideology is, and when you're aware and you're awake of what's coming and you're paying attention, you get motivated to do certain things. I'm in that transitional stage still of um, you know, stopping some of the big things in my life, retiring from 2 different jobs, and I'm very thankful for God's hand and blessing to be able to take a moment of rest. I have a bucket list of places on the weekends that I go to worship, and that's what I've been doing. I've been going to these different places, and if you're on Facebook, you would. I'm putting some pictures up of different things that we're doing, going to these different churches, and um, being able to just be ministered to. So that's sort of the transitional period. Like I said earlier, in our talks earlier this year, I don't believe that I'm being called into retirement to retire. I just believe I'm being called to do something different. And what is helping me, what's really keeping me steady through this, it is these talks that we do. It's giving me a sense of let's say it's giving me a routine, okay? Because I don't know about you, but when you're dealing with different things in life and things that you've been doing for such a long time, stop. You almost don't know what to do with yourself. And so these talks have been very encouraging to me. I'm hoping that they have been very encouraging to you. I've been getting some really nice emails lately, and just discussions, talks, and it really helps me move forward. Now, I am also a part of the New York Assembly on Land and Soil, and I'm helping them out. I'm actually participating with them, and so that is actually going to get. What are you doing? That is actually going to get busier. But I've been watching what's happening around us, and I'm really trying to pray and ask God to motivate me in the right direction. Okay. So it's not like I don't have things to do. I do have things to do. There's plenty to do, very important things to do. But I want to be just like in my retirement, how I had to have I had to be secure in those decisions. I have to be secure in what's next also. And I want to make sure I'm doing exactly what the Lord wants me to do. And so the videos that we're doing now as we participate and pray together, there's no question on that one. The assemblies, I am dedicated to it. I've made a commitment and I'm going to move forward with it, but I'm watching cautiously. I think that it's definitely something that's worth putting time into, but understanding the scriptures and the time that we live in, I'm being very cautious as we move forward in how I handle this. And it's interesting. I kind of look at myself as doing something I never thought I'd do before. I never thought I'd participate in something like this before, because I am not believe it or not, I'm not a political person. I am not someone who really participates in a lot of political stuff. I have I have things that I believe in, and I'll vote for certain things. But then when you get into the deep stuff of what the assemblies is about, and this is actually just a different jurisdiction. I should do a video on this so I can explain it more. It's very, very interesting history. It's a part of this hidden stuff that's been in play for so long, and it's amazing how the timing in all this, how God has allowed this to actually come up in a time frame where I was really starting to really pray about what's next before I actually got the full retirements. And this door opened up, and I started, just like the first time when my eyes were open to the things that were happening to to the entertainment industry, and then the information war, and then the election, and then the whole health thing, and the shot, and that, all that. This is like almost like another stage. This is another kind of like an awakening to an American part of American history that is that's been hidden, and it's kind of like being a part of a system that is, let's just say, a system that has kept us enslaved. I know it sounds as crazy as Tom Hanks missing, right? But it's true. Both of them are. And so I think the more I get confident in understanding it, because it's a tremendous amount of history, it's a tremendous amount of information that I'm learning. It's lawful. And you're going to get in, if you get involved in that. Actually, I am participating by actually put the website together for New York State. So it's NewYorkassembly.net. You can go check it out if you're interested. It's all spelled out. So it's New York spelled out assembly.net. And so you can check that out if you want. Very interesting stuff. Paying attention to what's going on in our world. Okay. Why are we going through all this? And learning this actually answered a lot of those questions. Okay. Because we know ultimately it's about economics. It's about control and economics, and that is not just, what we see on the surface. It's also biblical. It's what we see in the enhanced, in the biblical prophecies, coming to an understanding of where we're moving towards. And so it's amazing how it plays in. How it plays out, though, is going to be interesting. The details and how it plays out. So I am questioning God in reference to what are the details? Why does he have me involved in this? Why did he open the door to this? He's made it very clear. I got some very clear confirmations. So I'm not questioning, because I wouldn't have done it if I wouldn't have papered up. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think that it had value, purpose, and but where is it going to lead? This is the part where knowing, biblically understanding eschatology, which is the study of the end times in the Bible, how does it play out? Where does it fit in exactly? And anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. A lot of different things like that are happening. So we're going to be praying, though, for the children. And when you get into the understanding, too, with the assemblies and where their stance is, jurisdiction-wise, and also their notices on how they feel about the whole mandates and the shot and all that, they're very clear about that. All 50 states are involved. This is what's so interesting. And you want to get this? Listen to this. Do you remember when the CV-19? Do you remember when the first case was recorded? It was October of 2019. Do you want to know the month that the assemblies, the American state assemblies, all 50 states came back in session? October 2019. Interesting. Things that kind of like come together, and you just wonder why certain things happen. And when you understand the whole idea of what CV-19 really is, being used as more of a tool or even a weapon, when you understand the importance of all 50 states coming back into session on the land, okay, it all plays into the whole DC, British monarch, Vatican thing. It's amazing. It really is. And so anyway, some things to pay attention to. I'm going to probably be talking a little bit more about this in the future. maybe doing some different types of, maybe a special day that I just talk about that in itself, because I am learning constantly, and I'm trying to help others also um, learn. So it's kind of interesting. And maybe this is helping me out just talking to you like this. Remember we talked about surface, hidden, and enhanced, right? So on the surface, okay, this is the time we spend together. We come online, we enjoy each other's company, we pray, we talk about all these things, okay? I take care of my family, things that need to get done on the surface, right? Okay. The hidden stuff, I can say, getting involved in that is, let's say that's the assemblies. Let's say that the things that is people need to hear about, people need to wake up to, literally things that are happening in this fraud that has literally been taking place, and paying attention and watching literally the world react to this whole understanding of jurisdictions. That's where it's key, all right? Because you hear that, and you always hear people say, "Oh, you're not, I'm not under your jurisdiction." What does that really mean? And when you understand that there's literally jurisdictions, there's air, sea, and land. When you understand that in history, you get it. And then when you look at American history, and it's the constitutions and the Civil War, and literally, well, I should say the Revolutionary War, and then the Civil War, and then literally what's taken place. It's pretty amazing. And it's not just the United States, it's a global thing. So so that's like the hidden area, right? And then we got the enhanced, right? The enhanced is what we talk about Christ and our relationship with him. And what are you doing? You want help? There you go. Harley's spending a lot of time with us tonight. It's what is happening in our world as we move closer and closer to the return of Christ. Things are happening, and if you're paying attention, there's everything that used to be localized is now on a global scale. So we are at that point where now it's global. Everything that happens pretty much is global. All around the world, you hear literally within seconds of something happening. It's broadcast all over the world in a different formats, on a different ways of sharing information. And Israel is where we pay attention, what we pay attention to, okay? And I'm not talking about the geopolitics involved with Israel. I'm not talking about the whole arguments that you see about Hebrews, Israelites, Jews, and all that stuff. No, we're not going to get into all that, because if you notice, too, there's a lot of talk about that. Interesting. Why? This is a tiny little nation with about 8 million people. And yet the world talks about it. A little city called Jerusalem, that yet the world is so concerned, so focused on this city. That is that enhanced level. We understand that literally Christ, the Messiah, is prophesied to return to that very spot. And when you read and look at all those prophecies that are in an enhanced level, Jesus himself shared with us, okay, what would be taking place about that time. The prophets of old, both Old and New Testament, the apostles in the New Testament, shared information, prophecies, literally, that places us in a place where we can literally look around and say, this looks familiar. I've seen this before. And literally, it's in Scripture. So we understand the season that we're in. That's that enhanced level. And so this whole conversation kind of got started because I was talking about motivation, right? I was talking about me being motivated to see what God would have for me next. What is it that He would have? And not looking at trying to build a name for myself online. It's not about that. I know there's a lot of people out there that are doing that, and that's okay. They're trying to wake people up, and they have all different. Many people out there have many skills, and they're able to generate excitement and get people to wake up. And but my focus is on this our little community here. And if more people come in and join this community, great. That's fantastic. But ultimately, the the end goal of all these subjects at all these different levels is, where are you going to be? Where are you going to be when it all hits the fan? When you got to make those tough decisions for your family. When we literally watch things happen that can be very deceptive. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we going to be fooled again? Are we paying attention? Are we watching the signs? Are we motivated enough to put things that are not important away and focus on what's important? So it's really about us. It's really about, as individuals, our relationship with God and our relationship with each other. And this small community is like a focal